really have a story, and that my story is relatable. It takes courage to sit down and relive your past, because the damaged individual was a 4-year-old boy, which was me. And I want people to be able to see that if they can relate to the story, to be able to begin a journey of healing, love, and forgiveness. And although I've forgiven, I've let go, it's just a major accomplishment for me to share that part with my family that will be in the audience. My children have never heard the dynamics of my story. My mother's actually coming in, who my story is her story is my story. So it's going to be very different.
In prison, I began to learn what it meant to love myself. The person that I was missing in action was me.
Everybody has a past, but everybody deserves a future.
Whose intentions are good. Oh Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Everybody deserves a second chance. People make mistakes, but people also want a chance to correct their mistakes. Don't give up, and always be willing to try one more time. You may get 100 no's and 100 denials, but it could be that 101 that is what you needed and what was waiting for you. Not that you were waiting for it, but it was waiting for you, and maybe you weren't prepared at the time when you were doing those others, but never stop trying.
Look at people with criminal justice involvement as just people and take the stigma off. Once you're free, you're supposed to be free and free from judgment. Hearing these amazing stories will let them, they might connect with one of the stories and know that never give up, just keep pushing forward. Without giving away too much, I say how I had to think back to when I was incarcerated and the mindset I had that carried me through those 5 years. And that's what a lot of us need to do. We've had good times in our lives, and we have to go back mentally to that time and figure out, okay, what did I do then that I could add to today? In prison, I mostly worked out, prayed, read the Bible, and had conversations with my incarcerated elders. I had conversations with them that to this day still inspire and encourage me. They would remind me how strong I am and how strong I must be to not only survive, but thrive. I'm doing this not for me. I'm doing it for other people to try to help them. But picking the songs for me and the pictures in the background and the lighting and all that, it just makes me feel special.
I'm a little nervous, like to expose parts of my life that I've kept, to myself or, family. So it is, like I'm a little nervous and anxious about sharing things that people, probably don't know. But it feels good to get it out.
I normalized abuse and being homeless, and it was a cycle I always found myself in. My romantic relationships would pick up the abuse where my mother left off at, and I would go back to burning bridges, trying to escape whatever recent abusive relationship I would just return to anyway, in an attempt to avoid going to the homeless shelter with my children.
What I've heard thus far, everybody's story is so different that it's, depending on the audience, I think that somebody will be able to relate to at least one story.
It's genius, for them to be able to hear a story and be able to pick out certain aspects of that story and interject music and song, in that space. And it's just very powerful.
I don't know about anybody else, but I feel music. And it kind of brought out my emotions. I don't really know what to expect, but I do anticipate this is going to be spectacular.